I've made a chickpea sandwich. It's made with bell peppers, um, celery. There's onions in here, so it's like a tuna salad, but it's made with chickpeas. So it's a plant-based version. And then I have some. It's on a sourdough bread with some romaine lettuce, onions, tomatoes, avocado. I also have here on the side some popcorn. Hey Josiah. And then to drink, I'm just gonna have a water. Some Icelandic water. Oop. I'm gonna add some. Lime to my water. Key limes. Nice and cold. You know, you guys know I like my water cold. Put on top of this. Add some key limes. Look at that. Thank you, Billy. Delicious. I have some everything seasoning I like to add to it. So I'm just gonna add some to my sandwich. I hate when that happens. There we go. Can I put my knife in there? Move around. Okay, there we go. You know when it gets stuck inside. No, I'm using some everything seasoning. Look at that. You hear that? Let me put this a little closer. Okay, cut it in half. This is a big sandwich. Do I think? Ooh. Sorry, you guys. Let me cut it here to the side. I'll be back. There we go. It was shaking the whole table. All right. How you guys doing today? What y'all having for dinner? La dominicana comelona. That's funny. Si me gusta comer. Look. Ooh. Ooh wee. Okay. No, so it's instead of like tuna, it's chickpeas. And this is sourdough bread. Mhm. I made it. The recipes on my YouTube channel. It looked like tuna, right? So I make it just like how you make tuna, the tuna salad. I have some popcorn. Mhm. Yeah, it's so good. Look, I can't even hold it. Yeah, take a bite. Nah, take a bite. That corner right there, right there, right there, right there. Ooh, okay. Yeah, ready? Okay, let's see. Mhm, mhm. So when they tell you plant-based is not the way to go, check out my YouTube channel. This is definitely the way to go. I can like barely hold this. Mhm. Okay, take a bite. Mhm. Look, no fish needed. You don't need no fish when you got chickpeas. You want a piece, Marco? It said grits and cheese. No, this is not no grits. Thank you, Brian. Have I ever had oxtail chick? Um, like Philly, like kind of like Philly cheesesteak. Um, no, I've had Philly cheesesteak before I went vegan, but not not with oxtail. Does it have taste? Of course. I season it with onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, adobo seasoning, dill. Like I put dry dill. I usually put fresh dill, but I ran out of fresh dill, so I only put dry dill. I add some paprika, a little bit of turmeric, and it's fire. Oh wow, Brian, you at where I was at 8 years ago, where I used to eat just chicken, fish, and turkey. But then I started watching like documentaries and stuff, Start watching documentaries of how they raise chickens and learn about farm fish and also like lunch meat, how it's processed and everything. And that will definitely change your mind or make you make any change, make have you make some changes in your life. Because that's what happened to me. What's the best advice to become vegan? That never tell yourself you can't do it and always like try. Just try to do it and start making like recipes and slowly start increasing the recipes that you like. So like even if it's your own recipe or someone else's, but that you start adding these new recipes to your diet and then slowly start removing other things that are bad and toxic for you and you'll be okay. Eat a lot of fruits, vegetables, and definitely drink a lot of coconut water because coconut water is like it's like nature's breast milk. It has all the nutrients that you need and all the electrolytes you need. So as long as you're eating alkaline, drinking a lot of coconut water, getting your electrolytes, you should be good. Definitely fasting is also good to do. Fasting, giving your body time to like maybe have 2 days out the week where you don't eat cooked food, where you just eat like a salad or like a veggie wrap or um, just things that is not cooked or it's like something like that's mostly vegetables and just a little bit of cook if you're gonna do meat or if you're gonna do mushrooms, but just try to eat cleaner. And that's all I can, say to start doing. Does it taste like tuna? It actually kind of does. It doesn't taste fishy, but like the texture is there and everything. Do you eat? You can eat chips with these. I would do the Siete brand because those are vegan and plant based, and they have the cleanest ingredients out of all the other chips. Um, Try to stay away from like vegetable oil in chips and like ingredients that you cannot pronounce. Try to do like clean ingredients. But Siete, the brand Siete, has the cleanest chips that I've seen. Like from like when you look back in the back of the ingredients, they have the best ingredients. So you can do that, or you can do popcorn, which is nice and lean, low in calories. Thank you, Marco. Do you know any person called Dixian? I don't know who that is. I almost ate my hair. Is he vegan? Someone said you strong. I couldn't do it. That's our problem. When you start saying you can't do it, you send signal to your brain, and you really won't be able to do it. You need to tell yourself, give yourself positive affirmations, and telling yourself that you could do anything you put your mind into. Cause that's what I did. I put my mind into it. When I went vegan, the first week I messed up. The first week I went and had some salmon at a restaurant. and I messed up. But guess what I told myself? You're not gonna mess up again. So once I told myself that, look, 7 years in, so it's all in your mental. What kind of sandwich is it? So instead of like a tuna sandwich, it's a chickpea sandwich. So you add everything that you add on your tuna salad, which will be bell pepper, celery, onions, right? You add some dill, seasonings. I add mayo, mustard, a little bit of maple syrup in it, some lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. I have a full recipe on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. But yeah, it's super good. And like if you have some chickpeas in your cabinet, boom, go ahead and mash them, add your bell peppers and all that, and it's a quick meal too. It's a quick meal to make. Like it literally takes me. Well, I have one of those dicers that you kind of dice your bell peppers and all that, so it makes it quicker. If you chop everything, it's gonna take you a little longer, but it shouldn't be that bad. Oh, the vegan mayo I use. Go to like the vegan like the dairy free items, like where the cream cheese, where the like plant based cream cheese and sour cream and all of that is at, and the cheeses. You should find the vegan mayo there. I forgot the name of it. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I can't think of the name, but the one that I get is soy free. They have like a whole. They have like 6 different ones. The one I get is in a. It got a green top and it says soy free on it. That's the one I use. Do you grind your peas? There's no peas in here. You said peas? Yeah, no, no, I didn't use peas. Just bell peppers, celery, onions. What water am I drinking? I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on. Yeah, if you stuff it like mine, it can get messy. But yeah, this one, Icelandic. Yeah, this is my favorite one. So I'm drinking some of that. Icelandic. When I drink water, I drink it. I switch. Let me tell you, when you become vegan, you become more health conscious and you're learning on the way. So you're gonna make mistakes the first couple years. You're gonna I still make mistakes, you know. I'm gonna tell you, I started using glass bottles what, like 2 years now, and I've been vegan for 7 years. So you learn along the way, you make changes along the way, you start removing things along the way, but keep informing yourself and keep, you know, finding out all the things that are bad for you, what's good for you, what's the substitute for certain things. And I'm telling you, you won't miss it. You said messy food looks delicious. I added some key limes to my water. The raw onions, they're so good. This is not a cooked meal, so the only thing that's like toasted is the bread. The bread. Mm. Hey Grace, how are you? Kevin said, "Is the food good?" Is 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10. But yeah, these popcorns I use is like they're like the black kettles. The what is it called? So it's not like your regular popcorn that you get at the store. Well, I get it at the store, but I get it at Publix. And I just added some avocado oil to it and some salt. Sometimes I season it and I add like nutritional yeast and I season it, I put paprika in it, onion powder, garlic powder, and salt. Sometimes I make it like that, and sometimes I make it like this. He said, "Can I make you a sandwich? Come on over." So so that's a good question, Jeffrey. So is this microwave popcorn or stove top? So they sell it so you can microwave it, but what I do is I cut the bag and then I put some avocado oil and I cook it on the stove top. So it's pretty easy. You don't want it all the way high, like the heat. You make sure the bottom of the pan has enough like avocado oil. Add your kettles in there and then cover it. Put it on like 6 or 7. Do not put it on high because your popcorn will burn. So and then what I like to do, because I use my common sense, right? Like if you leave some popcorn that pop at the bottom, they're gonna burn, right? So I'm always like shaking it every now and then I let it get. I kind of know how much it's gonna be. When it stopped like popping, it's ready. When it's like 1 or 2 pops, then it's ready for you to take it out. And you could do whatever you want with it. Add whatever seasoning, whatever you want to add to it. So if you want like a cheesy popcorn, add nutritional yeast to it. That's what you add. Someone says she's no black, she's Dominican. Um, Sorry to tell you, but Dominicans are black. We're black, honey. Mason said Mason said the sandwich looked fire. Thank you, Mason. Do I have a special pot for the popcorn? Mm-mm. I use my I use a regular pot. The one that I use is stainless steel. And guess what, JK? You could send the money so I can get it fixed. It will bother you so much. But when you say that to people, then they don't wanna. They'll be like, oh, you got the money? I'll get my teeth fixed. How about that? What's What's your favorite dish to cook? Mm, um, I always like a really good breakfast, so I'm gonna just say a breakfast dish. I love making a breakfast dish. Um, when I go all out and you know either make pancakes, waffles, French toast, they all be so good. I literally don't have a favorite because I'm always switching what I'm eating, and like I think there's like nothing like you can really eat every single day like that, unless it's like fruit. Fruit I can eat every single day, but for some reason I cannot eat the same food every single day. So I feel like when you really really like something, it's like something you can eat for like a week or two, and you be like, okay, I'll be good for. Some people even say, just make this for me every single day, and and they'll be good. So I'm not like that. I like to eat a lot of different things, a lot of different like cultured food. Like I like Indian food, I like Caribbean food, I like, you know, I like food that has spice, food that don't have spice. Like I like to switch it up. Is that breakfast do sound fire? You gonna make this for breakfast? This is kind of heavy for breakfast, but it's like a little too heavy for breakfast. Like I don't do breakfast all the time, but when I do, I go all out. But I try to like fast throughout the day and just eat fruit, eat something light. Because when you eat something like this in the morning, you start feeling tired. You really don't feel like doing nothing. So you need to energize your body, especially if you have errands to run and stuff like that. You wanna have like fruit, maybe a smoothie, um, things that are light, not too heavy. Hey Joshua, how are you? Mm-hmm. Or even making like a fresh orange juice in the morning. I have like one of those press. It's amazing. You just take the press out, press you some fresh orange juice. So good. What part of Florida are you in? Um, Palm Beach. What kind of popcorn? These are like black kettles that I get at Publix. It's like a white box with like black lettering. And these are actually much healthier than the yellow ones. And so I make these at home. You say, yeah, you look like you into health. I don't know why this thing keep moving. You in the north? What's a good recipe to start eating vegan? Um, this one is a good one because it's like it's super easy to make. Like if you ever, I think everyone has made a tuna fish sandwich at least one time in their life. So it's just like making a tuna fish sandwich. Instead of using tuna, you're using chickpeas. I think this is one of the like easiest ones. Um, like oyster mushrooms are like my meat replacement. So you can just cut them and saute them just like how you would do meat. And you can do quinoa, you can do black rice. Black rice, a lot of people can't feel like they can't cook black rice, and the reason why is because you're not giving it enough time. White rice cooks way faster than black rice. Black rice can take from I'm gonna say from 35 to 45 minutes to cook. And you have to keep stirring it in between the time because you want it to cook evenly. Sometimes people have harder, rice, and then they be like, oh, this some of it's cooked and some of it's not. It's because you're just covering it and just waiting for the time to be over, and you have to stir it every few minutes, um, like every 10 minutes, stir it until it's done. And then if it still needs a little bit of time, just leave it covered and turn it off, and just wait like an extra 5 minutes. But that's about it. It's pretty good. You're gonna add more water than you will add white rice. So like when you're making white rice, you know how you add like a certain amount of water. So say the water's like right here when you make white rice. Well, you need it like right here when you're making black rice because it takes longer to cook. You're still gonna cook it at the same temperature that you will cook white rice. Um, but but like I said, it's the same temperature. I do I do a 4. Like on the stove top, I do a 4. Um, yeah, it's like between not too low and not too high. So I cook it on a 4, number 4. If your stove is like a little different and it might need to be a little higher or a little lower, then, you know, you will kind of know. Like, you know how you know one burner is hotter than the other and you know what to do? And you'll be like, okay, this one is too hot. Let me put it on this side. Let me cook it on the other side, right? So that's what you want to do with the black rice, because you can burn it too if it's too high. But yeah, you can cook it the same way you cook white rice. Just add more water and leave it cooking for extra time. And keep stirring it. But yeah, you can do farro. That's a good grain. It's kind of like rice, quinoa, black rice, um, fonio. Fonio is more like a nutty kind of grain. It's kind of like, I don't want to say not cream of wheat, but more like, mm, it's like a nuttier texture. So you gotta kind of get used to that if you never had fonio. But fonio to me is really good, and it cooks in 5 minutes. So I feel like starting off, if you want to try it, try fonio, and it's really healthy. Um, what else? What other grain I be using? Oh, teff. You can do teff. Teff is smaller than quinoa. The grain is smaller. Um, those type of grains, like, it's really hard to wash, so I don't wash it. I just get a good brand and cook it. Okay, you're gonna be fine. You ain't gonna die from not washing your teff noodles. I mean, not that's a teff noodles. They have teff noodles too, made out of teff flour. But yeah, it's teff is the actual grain, and they're smaller than quinoa. So just think about it this way: like teff and quinoa and fonio are really small grains, which is easier for your body to digest. So those are the kind of grains you want to eat. Mhm. It's chickpeas. It's a chickpea sandwich. So it's like instead of tuna salad, it's chickpeas. It's a chickpea salad. It still has mayonnaise, but I use plant-based mayonnaise. It still has mustard. I add a little bit of maple syrup um, to like sweeten it a little bit. Then I add some fresh lemon juice, my seasonings, bell peppers, onions, celery, fresh dill, and it's fire. Hmm. I've been making this. I'm gonna tell you, I've been vegan for 7 years, and I probably have. Mm, how long I've been making this sandwich? I've probably been making this sandwich 5. almost 6 years. Like, I'm gonna say 5. I think it's closer to 5. I think I like 5 years making this sandwich. When there was like no recipes. Listen, when it was like, what motivated me to do YouTube was when the recipes I came up with, like, you couldn't find. Now you have a lot of vegans and you got a lot of people making plant-based recipes. They might not all be healthy and they might use a lot of fake meat and tofu. Like, I don't do tofu, I don't do fake meat. So every vegan is different. Okay, they like to use different things. Some of them still use vegetable oil. I don't use vegetable oil. You know, I've removed everything that's like unhealthy out of my diet. I've changed my flour, my oils, my seasonings, my all of that I have changed. So I don't use like seasonings like I use adobo seasoning, but I use the adobo seasoning with no MSG. So like the adobo seasoning with the red dye and everything, I don't use that. Man, I probably have like 10 years without using it. It's horrible for you. Okay, so if you can switch, because all it is, it has a netto powder. I buy a netto powder separately. You can get it, you can get it. I usually get my netto powder. If I have to find it at a grocery store, I would get it at like an Asian market. Yeah, I think like a international market is where I usually find it. I don't know if Whole Foods carry a netto powder, but that's if you want to find it at a store. But you can always order it on Amazon. But get your netto powder. They even sell the nettle seeds. You can infuse your like oil with the nettle seeds and like infuse it, and it's fire too. And you can drizzle it in your food. So stay away from that other adobo. The sazon, stay away. Sazon, no, no, no. Listen, my dad would sometimes just season with just that when we was like growing up. And when I go back thinking about it, I'm like, man, I consumed a lot of that sazon. I consumed a lot of it. So, and it's not no good. Do I remember you? I don't know. You changed your picture, or if you always had that picture. I got a pretty good memory. Yeah, it might taste good and it's giving flavor to the food, but the alternative would be to get like the adobo seasoning from Whole Foods that has clean ingredients, or make your own. I have made my own sazon. I have some in the house right now with a nettle powder and everything. So I've made my own also, like using my own seasonings and stuff from scratch. And then, you know, the important thing is that the reason why you want to get rid of it is because it has dyes. It has red 40 in it. And then it also has MSG. And you want to stay away from those things. There's an organic version of adobo, but it's not with the annetto. So you have to buy the annetto powder separately. Or you can make it your own at home. Yeah, hit the like button, you guys. Is it salty like the popcorn? Oh, you talking about the adobo? The adobo seasoning I buy is not salty. What adobo? What bread? I said adobo. What bread do you use for this sandwich? Looks delicious. Sourdough bread. Sourdough. What's in my sandwich? Is chickpeas. So instead of tuna, it's chickpeas, and I make a salad out of it with like bell peppers, onions, just how you would make tuna, but with chickpeas. It got plant-based mayonnaise and mustard. You've been wanting to try it? I have the recipe on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. The Creole seasoning. You just gotta see. You just gotta see what they're using to make it, and use the same seasoning. Buy them separately. What I do is to avoid having any MSG in my food. Is that I buy all my seasonings separate. The only ones that I have like mixed is the adobo seasoning. I have a blackened seasoning, curry. I buy those mixed, but I get them at Whole Foods so they don't have any MSG. Um, what else? Blackened seasoning, cumin. No, not cumin. Cumin is seasoning by itself, but curry and then Cajun. I get the Cajun seasoning, and it's already got its own little mix. Um, and chili powder. Yeah, I've made my own chili powder before, but no, is it chili powder? No, I don't even know. Like I've made like my chili from scratch, like adding things to it. Is chili powder mixed? Yeah, I think it's mixed. So those are like the ones that I have like mixed, and then everything else is like separate. I have my turmeric, cumin, uh, salt. I use pink Himalayan salt. That's another thing. A lot of people use idolized salt. You want to switch your salt to either pink salt um, or sea salt. You can even do the little flaky salt. That is also sea salt. Um, yeah, that's what you want to do. That idolized salt. Oh my goodness. Listen, when when like once you stop having that type of salt, and you say you go to like a restaurant or something and they use that salt, you can really taste it. You can really taste it. It's no good. And then you want to switch. You want to stop using vegetable oil. You want to stop using vegetable oil. You want to stop using palm oil. Stay away from palm oil. Canola oil. Stay away from. Those are the three main ones that I can think of on the top of my head that you want to stay completely away. You can do avocado oil, olive oil, but don't cook with olive oil. Just drizzle your food with it. Make salad dressings. I make a great salad dressing using olive oil. Um, you can use coconut oil and grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is more for like frying, when you're frying something, because it's best to use that oil because it can take a lot of, like it can, you can cook it in high heat. So grapeseed oil you can fry, and avocado oil and coconut oil are the ones that you can fry. Are you more alkaline? Yeah, I believe I am more alkaline. I still, sometimes I have some things that have gluten in it, like sourdough bread has gluten, and spelt flour. It's a spelt flour is real clean, but it still has gluten. So it's like there's certain things that you know I haven't removed out my diet yet, like gluten. That's something you really like. Some people are allergic to gluten, so I would say that those are one of the things that I would say that I like. It's harder for me to get rid of gluten. But like soy, I've gotten rid of soy. Like instead of soy sauce, I do um, coconut amino. I don't do tofu. Um, you know, I don't do soybeans or any of that. I don't do soy milk. If I do milk, I do almond milk or hemp milk or walnut milk. Those are like the three milks that I do. Hey Mike, I'm from New York originally, but I'm here living in Florida. La Florida. Hey Wayne, thank you for the follow. Um, was it hot today? Um, it was like the weather was nice. The weather was nice today, but it rained. It kept raining on and off today. Do you eat peanuts, almonds, and cashews? Yes, I do. I do. Um, I try to stay away from peanuts, but sometimes I still do like peanut butter. I do black walnut butter that I make homemade. Um, but if I like ran out of that and I have peanut butter, then I'll do the peanut butter. But yeah, I do almonds. I haven't had almonds in a minute. When I do my no bakes, I add like all the nuts. But yeah, I do cashews because I make my cashew cheese, like all my cheeses that I make from scratch. Um, a lot of the recipes is with cashews. Like I make a mozzarella cheese, one with cashews. I make like the mac and cheese sauce with cashews. I make my ricotta out of sunflower seeds. And then I also eat I eat pistachios too. So pistachios are not as alkaline. They're like a 6. So they're not alkaline, but they're still pretty high there, so once in a while, you know, it's either that, I think that's a healthier alternative. So some things I do alkaline and some things, you know, some things I don't, like nuts. Some nuts are not as alkaline. You love cashews? They are good. Yeah, it's definitely a balance. It's definitely a balance. Because I'm going to tell you, like, I try to stay away from bread so much. Like, but I do it once in a while. I do eat bread. But yeah, you definitely want to balance. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to eat bread every single day. You don't want to eat cooked food every day. Um, Especially if it doesn't have if the meal is not balanced where it has enough vegetables, you know. So why am I so mean? Huh? Elijah. I see you, Elijah. I see your picture. I am not mean. Hey, Jay. Hey, Roxy. I've been eating a lot of baked salmon the last few days. I'm surprised because before I became vegan, when I was eating too much salmon, it started tasting too much like fish. I started getting like nauseous, bloated, and like my senses were getting like stronger, and I can like really, really smell the fish. That was one of the things that because I was a pescatarian before I did the vegan. So I tried to do like just fish. I couldn't do it. It didn't taste right no more. And it didn't matter what fish, because I used to make red snapper, cod, salmon. What else? What other fish I used to make? It didn't even matter. It was just, it tastes too much like fish. When you having fish every day. But that's just me. What am I doing this Friday? I'm actually going to Orlando on Wednesday for a couple days. It's my son's birthday. He's turning 3. So we're going to Disney. We're going to Disney, and yeah, his birthday is actually that Friday. This Friday. He said happy birthday to little bro. I actually gave him one gift today because it's it's like, it looks like an Apple Watch, but it's like for kids, and it has like little games and stuff. I had got one for my daughter's birthday, and they kept like, he wanted it. He kept grabbing hers. So I was like, okay, let me gift him one gift today. But yeah, I'm going to celebrate his birthday on Saturday when I come back from Orlando. So we're going to have all the fun and then party when we get back. Because I'm not taking all his gifts to Orlando. It doesn't even fit in the car. That's how much gifts he got. My kids are spoiled. Hey, David. How are you? Is bread worse than eating meat? Of course not. Now, certain breads, you got to be careful because certain breads that you buy, like, it's like all chemicals. Like, some of the stuff I've seen, some of the bread, it just look toxic. Some of the breads that they be having. I know there was like this bread, I think it had cost like, I think they charged like 50 cents for it. And it was like super long like this at Walmart. And I was like, what the heck is this? I took and I grabbed it. And I'm like, what? Man, it had so much stuff. Now that bread, that bread probably worse than meat. That's how it looked. It looked unhealthy. And it also, like, the ingredients was crazy. Hey, Mohammed. Is it Mohammed? No, Mohammed. I said Mohammed. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. I don't like to mess people's names. All right, let's eat some of the sandwich. I'm not gonna eat the whole thing because your girl's getting full over here. Okay, take a bite. Take a bite. Take a bite. Take a bite. Okay. Mm. Mm. You know when something's so good that you feel like your eyes are gonna roll back. This is one of this one of this is the type of meal right here that you feel like your eyes are just gonna. Let me know if I'm tripping. Has that ever happened to you? Where you eat something that tastes so good? Speak the truth now. Mm. Um, so someone said, so for Thanksgiving, what do your family eat and you're vegan? And no turkey. So I make it's like I make all the same sides that you would eat, but I would do like fried oyster mushroom. Like for Thanksgiving, I do straight soul food. Soul food, I'm doing candy yams, mac and cheese, collard greens, cornbread, stuffing, from scratch. I make all of it from scratch. Um, you know, it's funny. Last year is when I learned to make my own stuffing, and it came out so fire. Probably the best stuffing I ever made in my life. And because I think before when I wasn't vegan, I used to buy the store bought box to make the stuffing. I'll still season it up and everything, and it used to be good. But the amount of ingredients that it has is horrible. So I don't buy the store bought. I make it myself. But then I make so oyster mushrooms is like the closest to like chicken, and it rips apart like kind of like chicken. So I make fried oyster mushrooms, and that's like my fried chicken, and that's what I make for Thanksgiving. And then I make desserts. I make sweet potato pie, make an apple pie. My favorite is the apple peach pie. Okay, with the like it's like a Dutch pie, made with like this crumb on top. So freaking good. When I tell you, I'll be busting down. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a little crazy this. I'm gonna go a little crazy this Thanksgiving because I'm going on a starting January 1st. I'm going on a 3 month, so 90 days on a raw vegan diet for 3 months, starting January 1st. So I'm gonna eat good this Thanksgiving, you guys. I'm gonna cook it all. I'm gonna cook it all. Okay? Just get ready. Because 3 months, no cooked food, no cooked food, just vegetables, fruit, coconut water, water. That's it. That's all I'm gonna have for 3 months. And I'm gonna do it because I've done a month. I've done a month like it's nothing. So I'm like, if I could do a month, I can do 3 months. So let me know if one of you guys want to join me. You know, I never made a pecan pie, but I wanna make it so bad. Oh, that's funny you said pineapple pie. I made a pastry pie with pineapple, and it was fire. Check out that video. I have the video on my YouTube channel. So look, someone said I don't miss chicken when I eat oyster mushroom, cause like I'm telling you, oyster mushrooms is like chicken. Replace it. I'm telling you, it's that good. Mhm. When I make the chickpea curry, I add coconut milk too. What's oyster mushroom? It's a kind of mushroom. So you have different mushrooms. You got portobello mushrooms. You got baby bella mushrooms. You got king oyster mushrooms. Those are different from oyster mushrooms. You got the king oyster mushroom and then you got the oyster mushroom. So those are two different mushrooms. They look different. They're different. Now, the king oyster mushroom is a tougher mushroom. So it's best when you cook it, like when you really, really like, either you shred it, kind of shred it with a fork, or just chop it real fine. When you're making, like, some people make like, um, well, I don't know if some people make that, but what I've thought about making with it is like, if you was to do like pull of pork, I think you will use king oyster mushrooms. Um, if you want to, I've made like shrimp out of king oyster mushrooms. I never posted that video. I'm gonna have to re I'm gonna have to redo that video. But I had made like a whole seafood boil. I had went live with it and everything, but I never posted the video. So if you want to see how I made, like how it looks, just go to my live. I had did like a seafood boil, and I had used king oyster mushrooms for like to make the little shrimp. And I've also made like chicken nuggets with king oyster mushroom. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can make with those. And but the oyster mushroom are more like that I mostly use is like for fajitas, for anything like if you want to mince it, if you want to cut it in strips, if you want to leave it whole, you can do whatever you want to it. Do you have Cash App? It's my company called Dulce Perfections. Is my Cash App. It's Dulce Perfections. Jackfruit. I don't I don't cook with jackfruit because I eat it. Listen, when I buy a jackfruit and I peel it and take all the seeds and everything out, that fruit is gone while I'm cutting it. My kids are eating it, I'm eating it, and so I never get to even cook with it. That's how it be. But I've cooked with jackfruit in the past. It's really good. You could cook with jackfruit. It's really good. But like I have years without cooking jackfruit because I just eat it because it's a fruit. So I'm a lot because it's so sweet. Wait, I'm not understanding the question. How you doing? I'm a vegan. Don't you think coconut takes from a lot because it's so sweet? Yeah, I don't get what you're trying to ask me. I'm sorry. Can you try to like ask me in a different way? Maybe I'm just not getting it. You've been looking for something to replace shrimp? Yeah, so you can do king oyster mushroom and I cut it like a shrimp. So you leave like the little big head, like how the shrimp is, and you like make a little tail out of it. So I cut it like this, so like, cause it's like little circles. Just lay it and do like that. Now, if you're not gonna fry it and you just want to like saute it, I will take a fork and make. I haven't done it yet, but just using my imagination and my creative side, what I would do is with a fork, I would make like little holes in it because you want to make sure that it cooks in the inside and saute it until it's cooked and it should be good. So if you don't want it fried, but like if you want fried shrimp, um, yeah, you just have to cut it out like that and batter dip it and just fry it. Kevin, I make my own food. I don't eat out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, saute it. Now with mushrooms, what a lot of people don't understand is that mushroom hold a lot of water. So you don't want to add sauces and like heavy amount of sauces because you want to kind of like cook the mushroom first. Add your seasonings, add all of that. If you have to add some oil and everything so it can fry, like sauteed in your pan, saute it first. That's my trick. I saute it first and then I add my veggies. And sometimes what I do is if I know that the mushrooms are gonna get they're gonna get moisture again from the bell peppers and onions. What I do is I saute the bell peppers and onions on the side, and once they're like the way I like it, then I add it to whatever dish. So like if you was gonna to make the little shrimp out of king oyster mushrooms, or if you was gonna do or if you was gonna do the king oyster mushroom or the oyster mushrooms or the baby bellas, and you want to add those bell peppers and stuff, make sure you cook it separately and add it to the mushrooms. That's one of the tricks you need to do because um, mushrooms hold a lot of water, and if you don't want like it to get soggy, you definitely have to do that. And you can add sauces later, but you want to cook them good. You want to make sure they fully cooked before you add like, say if you're gonna make like some type of um like Alfredo, like if you're gonna make an Alfredo sauce or something, you want to cook those mushrooms and then add that sauce later. Okay, let me know how it goes. Mm, no, I use coconut milk in a lot of my dishes. I use coconut milk in my cornbread. I use coconut milk in my cheese sauces that I make. Um, I use coconut milk in my French toast. Like the mix, I use coconut milk. So, no, it doesn't give it a heavy amount of coconut flavor. No. It's not overly flavored in coconut. Now, maybe different brands. There's a brand that I buy that has no gum. Like literally the only ingredient is coconut milk. So like they have, so usually coconut milk, a lot of the brands has coconut milk, sea salt, and gum. No, not sea salt. Water. I think it's water and sea salt. I mean, why keep saying sea salt? Water and gum. So the one that I buy is has no gum. I get it at Sprouts or I get it at Whole Foods. Have I made cauliflower soup? No, no, I haven't. I haven't made that. I haven't made cauliflower soup. You mean like where you don't see the pieces of cauliflower? Um, it's like kind of the cauliflower is turned into soup. Is that what you mean? Or like cauliflower inside a soup? Yeah. You said it's delicious. What else do you put in it? Turn it into soup. Yeah. I haven't made that. But do you add anything else to it? Or you just make cauliflower soup and then just add some seasonings? I'm at home, so I'm like, this area is like for the residents. And so I just come out here to eat. Hey Jorge, how are you? Okay, I'm gonna take one more bite. Let me drink some water first. Have you tried buffalo cauliflower? Of course. I have a few recipes on fried cauliflower. So I have a buffalo one. I have a lemon pepper parmesan cauliflower wings recipe, and what else? And sometimes what I do is I leave them plain sometimes, and I make like a barbecue jerk sauce that I can dip. Or sometimes I'll leave it plain and make a homemade ranch on the side, and I do that. But they so versatile. You can make a lot of things with cauliflower wings. Yeah, they are so bomb. They are. They're so good. Yeah, the lemon pepper garlic parmesan. That one's fire. You gotta make sure you add some fresh garlic in there. Some fresh minced garlic. You say you never see me cook? Because I go live eating, but I release pre-recorded videos of me cooking. So if you go to my channel, you'll see cooking videos. You ever been to the H in Orlando? No. I've only been to Orlando a couple times. I probably can count the times I've been to Orlando. And it's always been to like amusement parks that I've been to Orlando. And I have been to I think it was only one mall I've been to, the outlet. I have went live cooking. Um, You know, sometimes I can. I'm not gonna say I can't. Um, you know, when I have the chance, I could. I'll do it. But I have kids, so it's not as, I don't want to say that it's hard, but it can get sometimes crazy in the house with the kids. You know, they like to play and they have a lot of energy. Just to tell you, my kids don't take naps, okay? They don't take no naps. They have lots of energy. So, you know, cooking in my kitchen sometimes and trying to go live, kids are around, it gets kind of hectic. So that's why I don't do it as much. But I will like whenever I can, I'll do it. I want to get to a point where I'm at least doing it once a week. Where I'm cooking on live at least once a week. Yeah, I think it was the Orlando Premium Outlet that I went to. Mhm. It's the real big one. I think it's that one. It's nice. It be packed though. It be packed in there. Okay, you guys. I enjoyed talking to you guys. I hope you learned something, and you know, I hope some of the things I said help you with things you might be doing at home, like changing certain things in your diet. And I hope I help in some kind of way. But all right, you guys, have a great night, and I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, okay? Around the same time between I'm gonna say between 7 and 8, or 6 to 8, between 6 and 8 is when I'm on here. All right, you guys, have a great night. See you soon. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos. If you like this recipe is on my YouTube channel. Okay, it's delicious. It's a 10 out of 10. Listen, I told you my eyes almost rolled back from eating this. It's so good. So try it, and we'll talk about other things. You know, there's other things I want to talk about with health wise, and I wanted to get into like to talking to you guys about like spiritual things. It don't have to do with religion or anything like that. Just feeding the spirit. But we'll talk about that soon. Hopefully tomorrow. So, all right, you guys. Have a good night. Bye bye. Love you guys.